Live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. We are honoring #Wealth Wednesday, and we have someone who has mastered that in the world of network marketing. Welcome to the show, Emily. Thank you so much for being here.
So excited.
So tell us a little bit about your journey in building this business for yourself.
Yeah, well, I started when I was 23. I was working in Minnesota as a nanny. I worked for a plastic surgeon. I did at-home massage therapy on the side. So I was working like 3 different jobs.
You were a hustler.
A hustler, getting nowhere fast. And a friend of mine started to do network marketing, and I was really intrigued by the products she was taking, but I was even more intrigued by the lifestyle that she led. She just looked really fulfilled. She was designing her days. She was choosing who she got to work with. And so
everything you weren't.
Everything I wasn't. Yeah, I was coming home so deflated, and I was living for the weekends. And it was just, the hamster on the hamster wheel. That's where I was at. And so, I went to her and I said, hey, is your company hiring? And I didn't know that it was this thing called network marketing. I didn't know it was this, thing called, okay, you're gonna have to start from the bottom and you're gonna have to work your way up, and there's no paycheck, every week without doing anything. Like, I didn't get it, right? But once I understood the business model and she explained it to me, I'm like, whoa, this is the business of the 21st century. Why didn't they teach me this in high school? Right. Like, I feel like, whoa, like I was lit on fire. But at that time, personally, I had no personal development, never read a book. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I really was at a crossroads in my life where I didn't even know where I was living at the time. So I ended up moving in with her, my mentor, and I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor. So really starting from the bottom. And I just said, I will be your student. I want to dedicate this year of my life, no dating. I'm going to read books. I'm going to reprogram, and I want to learn this business.
Wow. That's inspiring. Do you mind if we say who that person is?
Oh gosh, not at all. Holly, her name is.
Okay, I thought it was Laura. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, big shout out to Holly.
Yeah.
Nice to mentor.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. What a great story.
It's so interesting too to really think, I'm going to spend this whole year dedicating to reprogramming myself, because not only were you building a business, but you really did have to reprogram your mindset. Can you touch a little bit on that?
Yeah. So I grew up with a lot of hardship, raised by a single mom. We didn't have excess of much, right? And so once I understood you can have anything you want and the world is yours, and I had so many limiting beliefs, like, who am I to have what I want? And money was an issue for me. I mean, I held on to it, scarcity, all that. So what I started to do was practice affirmations, read Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, lots of books on money mindset. And more importantly, I think than anything, I hung around abundant people. And that started to just, help me grow as a person and see their example.
I love that. Imagine if women, I know that some of our kind of walls to break through is believing that we can make money without a man. And I know that that's not all women, but some of us, that's been a big breakthrough thing. Right. I wonder what would happen for some women if they took the year, didn't date, dedicated themselves to their growth and to really fulfilling upon that. What an experience
like a lot of
that
women
would be.
Beginning to walk that path.
Yeah.
Right. And what will happen is they'll attract the right partner, because if you're going to have your own business and go through that, you're going to grow. Your income can only grow to the extent that you grow yourself. And, I feel like for me anyways, when I, became more confident and started to love myself, it's the law of attraction. You attract better people in your life, and then you're in relationships for the right reasons, I feel.
It's interesting, though, you mentioned surrounding yourself with very abundant people. And for me, even personally, in my experience in developing my self-worth, sometimes it felt like I was trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what, this isn't a life I can keep up. I can't afford to drive the BMW. You don't want to see where I live.
Right.
I can't wear those shoes or carry that bag. But the more I was around those people, the more inspired I was. But there really had to flip that mindset, because for a long time I felt like I didn't belong.
Right. I was there. I remember she would buy plane tickets to go to different personal development conferences and stay in the nicest hotels, and we're at the W in Scottsdale, and I'm like, where am I? I get it. I was there.
I can't pay for this.
Yes.
I feel obligated now.
But instead, I just had to keep telling myself, you're worth it. You're going to get here. This is what you want. Instead of looking at as comparing, I was inspired. And I had to constantly tell myself that, though, because it was very easy to get a little jealous or, is this ever going to be it for me? Am I ever going to be able to have that? So I use that, growth environment, I like to call it, as inspiration, and just watched what they did and how they did business and how they managed their time. And, after a while, all of a sudden my income started to grow.
I like that. That's really cool to call it a growth environment.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a growth environment.
Yes.
Put yourself in with the Joneses. If
Yes.
that's the life you want,
Yes.
put yourself in and walk in those shoes.
Absolutely.
Although to play a little bit of devil advocate, because like when I started, like I believe the first like 100,000 or million that you save is the hardest. It's so hard. You have to scale back on spending money so that you can save money so that you can have that money
Let's
to
talk
whatever.
about the first 1,000.
Yeah.
So like, what is that, like, how did you have to scale? Because I think that
Right.
that's one of the pitfalls is people go, well, if I'm going to live this online thing, I've got to live glamorous. I've got to be able to go to the fabulous things, buy the restaurant, do this. And I'm thinking, how are they ever getting ahead? Because you got to save some money and do it first.
So be inspired by them. But my whole first year, I bought books, I spent money on personal development conferences, I borrowed clothes from girlfriends. I didn't spend anything. And I tell people that because I see that all the time where they make it, they spend it. And I really, truly did not. I had an old desk. I had a vision board, my affirmations, a whiteboard so I could track my business progress. And, I would use people to take my photos for social media, friends, whatever. I'll, take you to dinner or something like that. You know what I mean? So I didn't have these elaborate things I'd spend money on. I truly, truly did not. Because, when you own a business as well, you have to pay, it costs money.
So at what point then did that switch flip? Did you recognize, you know what? I am in this environment. I am this environment.
Yeah.
When did that happen for you?
So I started when I was 23 and then hit millionaire when I was 26. So
What?
that's really when I was like, okay, I can get the handbag I want.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I say that just to make people realize watching, like truly though, I didn't go out, I didn't have my dream car, I didn't have any of that stuff. I was just working and falling in love with the process and falling in love with impacting people. That what really happened when I put others in front of me and started to serve, that's what grew the business. And then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, like, cool, I have all this money now, that's great, but that's not what provides happiness. Let's just.
That is so profound.
Yeah.
So of course, one of our favorite books here is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. But what people don't know is that when he wrote that book in like his 20s and 30s. When he was 70, he wrote a book called Grow Rich with Peace of Mind because he lost all of his money and he remade it. And he realized through the process that he had no peace of mind, and that true wealth was peace of mind,
Yes.
in addition to having this other kind of abundance. Right?
Yes.
And what he said, which is what you just nailed, is that he learned the importance of a process orientation as opposed to a results orientation, right? And of course, the importance of service.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that developed for you, those two things developed for you along the way, or is that something you were clear about entering in to the sort of entrepreneurial path there?
I started to get it even more the more I went with it, and I started to realize at first, starting a business when you're 23, you just want to be your own boss, like you're kind of selfish. And then I realized this is going to get me nowhere. And as I grew, my heart started to change. And as I would sit with people and hear their goals and their dreams and, knowing I had a plan that could help them, that's when everything started to change. And I just became addicted to it. I just wanted to hear stories and stories and stories. And
So what's been the most rewarding part of this journey for you?
the stories. The mom, I could cry, the mom that gets to stay home and raise her kids instead of ship them off, the couples that get to work this together. We have over 57 people that make over a six-figure income and 6 millionaires because I decided to go first.
And you were the youngest millionaire in your company.
Yeah. So that to me is the greatest, knowing that, other people in the Midwest, I have a big group in the Midwest, they've changed their whole family's financial blueprint. And it's not the money, it's the people they have become in the process. I've seen, women that are so quiet and they hide behind a mask, and I've seen them just explode into speakers, and, it's just the greatest thing on the planet.
Has financial freedom allowed you to grow?
Yes, so much. I actually, have been to Africa. I've been able to serve on such a high level, give back, if someone's in need. Yes, so much. I've grown. I mean, every single year, you watch a rerun and you're like laughing because you're like, oh my gosh, I've grown.
You call it multi-level marketing, or you call it what?
Network marketing.
So what's interesting about that is there's a lot of negative thoughts around it, but I've seen quite the opposite, and I've seen quite a few groups of women that are become very, very supported, very successful, because they are part of this community that's all cheering for one another.
Yeah.
What's that been like, and why would you recommend getting involved with it?
Yeah, it's been amazing. You have all these people that are like, I'll help you, I'll help you, I'll help you. I was mentored by a millionaire. I didn't have to pay her anything, So the support has been amazing. The community has been amazing. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. So it's a great start for people in entrepreneurship that say, I don't know how to invent a product. I'm not a formulator. I don't know, I don't know what to do. Well, it's like, if you can just pinpoint, do I like health? Do I like travel? There's probably a network marketing company for you, right? And it's the fastest growing business model in the world right now. We just did under 190 billion worldwide. I mean, it is huge. If you look at especially every house in America, a lot of people have a product from a network marketing company. And so it's getting sexier. The days of the 1980s of, the old school companies where you'd have to go to the neighbors and ring the doorbell and, can I present my plan to you? That's gone. I mean, the internet, it's the new wave. And I truly believe that everybody should have residual income, and it's a way to do it while you're working your full-time job.
I'm all about residual income.
Yeah,
We like that.
All about
It's
that.
good stuff.
I've never tried it, but I'd like to.
So are you married?
Yes.
And tell us about that.
Yes. So I've been married for 6 years, and my husband's my business partner.
Wonderful.
And he does this business as well.
So what's your secret to power coupling?
Oh, communication and playing at each other's strengths. That's something I've had to realize through the years. Like, I am a little bit more power forward. This is what's going on. And he has amazing strengths in other areas with numbers, with organization. I kind of say, this is where we're going. And then he'll lay out the road cones. You know what I mean? So just playing at each other's strengths would be huge, and not trying to make someone that they're not.
But what do you do for
Yeah.
fun? I mean,
Yeah.
what if you have a day that's not an income producing day? Are you allowed to do that?
Yes.
What do you do?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I go to the spa, go, outside, do, in the outdoors. I like to go shop, of course. Every day is fun. I mean, it really is. And some days I work 2 hours, some days I work 8 hours. It just kind of depends. Traveling is huge, though.
What's the most challenging part of your day-to-day life?
For me, it's when to turn it off, because I could do it all day, every day.
Addiction, really.
Well,
It's
see,
an addiction.
Especially if you're married to your business partner. How do you then not sit down at breakfast, lunch, and dinner and
Right.
talk business?
Right. Yeah, it's exactly. It's just knowing when to turn it off, and hey, I need a break, and I need to talk about something else. I need to meet someone else that's in a different world than this world. Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Well, where can people work with you?
They can find me on Instagram at Emily Vavra. Just hit me up there, and I can, let you see what we do, if it's for you, or
I love it. Go to our
appreciate
Instagram.
you.
You've got some
Thank
great,
you.
fun, powerful quotes and stuff.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Thank
Very
you.
inspiring
Love
to
it.
follow.
Yep.
Well, stay
Thank
tuned. We'll
you.
be back with more in Good Morning La La Land.